Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. I've decided that even though it's quite possible I'll just be on my own, I've set up my microphone and presumably my headphones if someone does turn up. But it's all good. This is just me having some free time. This is half term, so I'm on holiday next week, which is lovely. But it just means to let go of the stresses of work for a minute and just chat about stuff. I've got loads of books lined up that to talk about before the chat gets going. I notice Heidi's here. Hi, Heidi. Nice to see you. So I think it was you that asked if I was still reading Robin Hobb, which I am. I'll get to that in a second. But I have tentatively started this. So I'll be finishing this before before the end of the month for our big live stream about that. It'll be the first time I've done anything like that, so we'll see what happens. So Oliver Sacks, the man who mistook his wife for a hat. I'm trying to get rid of that glare from the ring light, but it's not happening, is it? The man who mistook his wife for a hat. If you want to read that with me, that would be lovely. But that's my bi-monthly behavior and I'll say it again. Bi-monthly belief and behavior book club. So yeah, that's a thing. And yeah, there's Erie as well. Hi, Erie. Thanks for being here. And then Robin Hobb, Assassin's Apprentice. That's what I'm reading at the minute. And I'm on chapter 12, or just about to get to chapter 12. I think I'm a couple of pages off chapter 12. I had to stop it in the middle of a chapter, which I don't like doing. Yeah, so there's my bookmark. It's very, very good. And I'm intrigued to know what's going to happen. There's this part of the story. Don't know how well you know the book, but this part of the story is a little bit of a lull, I'd say, but it's not slow. But I imagine it's going to pick up again in a minute, which is true. Which is what Joe and Dave said as well, actually. Although Dave said the next bit's amazing, he's a little bit more ahead than I am. So yeah. What's Heidi said here? Gareth loved all the photos through the years. You look like a young Ozzy Osbourne. Through the years. When did I post that? When did I post that photos through the years? Let me know. But yeah. When did I do that? Oh, was it the video of me and my wife? It probably was the song I wrote for her. Yeah. 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 There's lots of well, there's literally 30 years of photos. We've been together for a long time. So the most recent photo, I think, is the last one. And I don't know, but there's quite a recent one, which was a few years ago. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, Fitz, Nosy, and more Fitz. Nosy, unless I'm completely mistaken, Nosy's not around anymore in this book. But there's clearly lots of Fitz because Fitz is the main character. A name that was given to him because of the lack of imagination from Burrick's point of view, which I thought was quite cool. He just called him Fitz, which means son. So it was just, he's the king's son, so call him son. So yeah, it was quite cool. So yeah, Robin Hobb, very, very good writer, very, really, very vivid writer. I think that's the thing. I think that's why people like how she writes. It's the vivid nature of her prose. It's very real and so easy to imagine from how she's describing it, and the characters are very real, quite rounded, it seems. Anyway, certainly there's three big characters in this so far. I'm only halfway through, but Fitz, Burrick, and Chase are the two big ones. And yeah, they do seem you feel like you know them really well, and that's the talent of the writing, I think. So yeah. Anyone else in the chat besides Heidi reads that's read Robin Hobb? Let me know. If anyone's watching and wants to appear on screen, there's the code up the top. But I was going to talk about what I'm going to read as well. So, oh, hold on. I thought Fitz means bastard. No, it doesn't mean bastard. It means son. Till you get to Live Ship Traders, that series is the best. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. So, but I still thought this was a good place to start because it's kind of where she started the world building, wasn't it? But yeah, like if you know the surnames Fitzgerald or Fitzwilliam or even Fitzpatrick, that's another. Those three are the main Fitz surnames historically. Fitzpatrick, Fitzwilliam, Fitzgerald. That means son of Gerald, son of William, son of Patrick. That's what those surnames mean. So that's why Fitz literally means son of. So it's not specifically bastard of. It's son of. So Fitzwilliam, Fitzgerald, those are quite famous names. Very common surnames, but that's because of that son of. So yeah. There's lots of there's an English equivalent. That's kind of like a Irish thing, but there's an English equivalent as well. But I can't think what it is. I think Mac means that in Scotland. I think Scottish Mac is son of. I think, but I might not be right. But I think so. Oh, to be fair, probably Robertson is son of Robert. That's probably the English one. It's probably something as simple as that. But let me know in the chat if you know about the history of surnames. But certainly that's what Fitz means, which I think is quite interesting. And it's an interesting decision she made to call him Fitz. It's one of the neat little things in the book, I guess. One of the things that makes sense a lot. From the internet, historically used as a patronymic prefix, particularly for illegitimate children of noble lineage. Okay, so there's a reference to illegitimate children there. Interesting. So yeah, there's the reference to a bastard there, I guess. But I think lots of different languages have their version of that. Okay, Arabic is Ivan, or is that a right spelling, or is that a spelling mistake? I don't know. Ivan, don't know that surname. That's cool though. Surnames are fascinating things. One of the things that I remember, one of my favorite in my teacher training years, one of my favorite lessons I did was about medieval surnames and where the surnames come from, and that common English surnames come from the jobs, like Fletcher, Smith, and lots of things like that. For some reason, they're eluding me at the minute. Fletcher is maker of arrows. Don't know why I can't think of any others. But there's lots and lots of surnames anyway that come from people's jobs. Mine's a weird one, which I can't remember. Why have my brain's gone fuzzy? But anyway, Fitz is a really cool name that's used in Assassin's Apprentice. There's not been a lot of what you could call action in this, which is not a problem because the character work is so good. But I'm guessing that might kind of ramp up towards the end of the book. I don't know. I've heard that she's really good at endings, so that might be a thing. So there's a couple of things I was going to mention as well, besides what I'm reading now and the book club, and that is I've decided, like ages ago, I decided to join Ben Reads Good's event, which is the Read Good event, the Read Good book event. Read something like that. And that's got different prompts for different months. So the January prompt was Annuary, where you had to read something from somebody, some kind of variation of Anne. And oh, hold on, we've got some more stuff about Fitz. Yeah, Pat's saying comes from a Norman French Fitz Phil's meaning son of. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. So Heidi was saying that it's known as like an illegitimate son, but I think historically it that might have been. I don't know. I imagine the sort of straightforward son of comes first, and then the bastards thing is a later thing. I would have thought. So yeah. It does mean that that's where you come. Fitzgerald. I was saying before. I don't know whether you've been in here since the beginning, Pat, but I was talking about Fitzgerald, Fitzwilliam, Fitzpatrick is the three common ones that I know of. Heidi says the second book, Royal Assassin, is the best of the three Farseer series. Okay, so the second one is the best one. Something to look forward to. I'm sure I'll carry on. My only trouble with series is that as soon as I've read this, I'm going to be keen to read other things that I want to read, not necessarily just keep reading the same series. So my problem with that is that there's a bunch of series that I'm going to have to read the first book again because I've forgotten what happens. So, like the Blade itself, for example, when I do get to read, when I get around to reading the other two in the series, I would have forgotten what's in there. So, in the context of Farseer, Fitz is a super negative name, like people spit at him and shout Fitz. Yeah, okay, yeah. So she's used that specific connotation for it. Yeah. And then yeah, we're all in agreement. It came to mean later illegitimate. Yeah, that's what I was guessing. That it was a later connotation of that. Yeah, and obviously it's obviously very relevant to the Farseer problem story because Fitz is a bastard, but probably not a nasty person, which is obviously a more modern definition of bastard. So I would say bastard because I'm from the south, but obviously Sean Bean would say bastard. But I would say he's a bastard. So I am a southerner. I've already put that up. So do you guys, because you guys are, I think Heidi's American. Do I know Heidi's American? Why do I forget if you're American or not? Pat's clearly American. What is wrong with my voice today? Pat is clearly American. Do you know about the difference in pronunciation between like bastard and bath and bath and things like that? Do you get all that? Do you know all that already? We've got lots of regional accents, and I find it hard to tell the difference between the American accents. But I wonder if you guys are better at being able to tell British accents. Scone and scone. Yeah, scone's posh and scone isn't. I think that's probably the easiest way to solve that. One of them's posh. But both terms depict something very nice. I love scones. I say scones clearly. I'm reading in later periods, English kings used it to recognize that. Oh, here we go. It gets very complicated now. So English kings used it to recognize their illegitimate children. So they're reversing the problem. So they're not. So they're calling them legitimate by calling them Fitz to recognize their children. So that's interesting. And here he says, "Don't get started on scones." I'd love to get started on a scone. To be fair, I ain't got any. Could get one tomorrow. I'm going downtown tomorrow. I'm going to the library tomorrow. I'm actually going to the library tomorrow specifically to get out a book by Dr. Seuss if they've got it. Oh yeah, here we go. I thought so. Heidi's a New Yorker. So not really. There is Prince Charles, and then there is the Beatles. I don't qualify for any of those. So Prince Charles is clearly very posh. I'm not very posh, but do I sound posh? Do I sound like Prince Charles? That'd be well funny if I sound like Prince Charles. I'm definitely not posh, but the Beatles are Liverpudlians. They've got a very different accent to me, and the Liverpool sound would be recognisable if you heard it for a while. And they've done lots of interviews. So, who's the famous people from Liverpool? So, famous Scousers. I'm trying to think of some actors you might know that are Scousers. So often when they're in a part, they have to do something else anyway. I'm not sure actually. But yeah, if you see Paul McCartney and John Lennon in interviews, you can hear the accent. Library days are always good days, here he says. Yeah, I love going to library, and I've got a gig tomorrow, so I have to nip out there quite early. I need to get back early afternoon because I'm going to get picked up to go to Surrey, which is another county, so it's an hour drive, and then we'll be playing tomorrow night, which will be good. I'm excited about that. Gareth, you sound like Joe Jackson. Well, funny you say that. Joe Jackson was born and still lives in this city. So you have hit upon a singer-songwriter that actually comes from Portsmouth, which is, there's not many of them. But I don't know if you knew that. Did you know that, Heidi, that he comes from around here? But he hates being recognised. If you go up to him and say, "Oh, Joe Jackson, is that you, Joe?" He hates it. So I think he just wants to be left alone. I've seen him in concert a few times. I think he's amazing. He's one of my favourite songwriters, actually, and he's brilliant live. But he is quite grumpy in real life. He doesn't want to be recognised. So, and I don't think it's because, sometimes you wonder if it's because they've had a bad experience, but apparently he just doesn't want to be disturbed. He likes his private life. So he probably gets lots of people in Portsmouth stopping him and saying, "Are you Joe Jackson?" Unless you mean I sound like Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson's dad, which you might mean that, in which case I'll be quite surprised, because Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson's dad, is clearly American, and I don't sound American. I'm guessing you probably mean the Joe Jackson, the English singer-songwriter. If there's people in the chat that don't know who Joe Jackson is, check out, I'll give you a few songs to check out. So one of his most famous songs is called "Is She Really Going Out With Him?", which is an amazing song. Is She Really Going Out With Him? And "Stepping Out" was a big song, which is a lovely song. It's quite poppy. It's a lovely song. But he kind of started in the punk era, and he was like a new wave singer-songwriter. So you had that sort of punk edge. So there's a great song called "I'm the Man" from the album "I'm the Man," and yeah. Hometown is about Portsmouth, Pat, Heidi. Hometown is about Portsmouth. He's and he writes about Portsmouth in that memoir. I can't remember what it's called. I had it for a while, but yeah, no, he when last time he played here, which was only about 2 years ago or something. When I saw him last time, he did this big speech about what it meant to play in Portsmouth again, and how much he loves coming back. And he said, "So obviously I'm going to play the song I wrote about Portsmouth," and everyone got all teary-eyed and lovely about it. Portsmouth is a funny place. There's this sort of like local patriotism in Portsmouth, which is quite funny. And they were like, "Yeah, Pompey," you know. In Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, Darcy's name is Fitzwilliam Darcy, and there it connotes nobility. Wow, that's interesting. Got the Time. Yes, that's another good Joe Jackson song. See, Gavin's here to see. We've got a lot in common, Gavin. Have you seen him live? He's really good live. So Got the Time, that's on one of his first albums. It's either on the I'm the Man album or the Look Sharp album. Look Sharp is brilliant. Look, every track on Look Sharp is amazing. I mean, I'm the Man is a brilliant album as well. I'm coming out of this rabbit hole now. Yeah, I'd say so. Hannah. Hi, Hannah. Hannah's brother is Joe Jackson. That's awesome. Probably an American Joe Jackson. I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm assuming. But this is great. All these Joe Jacksons. I mean, Jackson's clearly a very common surname, and I guess Joe is quite a common. Joseph is quite a common first name. But yeah, if you don't know Joe Jackson as a songwriter, he's so good. I'm trying to think of some others. I'm the Man is so brilliant. I'm the Man is like a parody of the sort of wide boy. They call him a wide boy. These people who will sell you anything in the market and will sort of trying to make a profit out of you. And it's such a brilliant set of lyrics, and it's kind of a parody of capitalism. And it's just so it's brilliant, so clever. And yeah, hold on. Oh, he was he's a Joe Jackson fan. Not another Joe Jackson. That's quite an important part of that sentence, isn't it? Oh, that's brilliant. So he's a Joe Jackson fan. I love that. I think he's quite big in America, actually. I think he's probably bigger there than he is here nowadays. But he's clearly big in Portsmouth because he comes from here. But yeah, sometimes I tell my students about him and they go, who? You know, it's like, no, no. Although I'm going to cover New Wave with them soon. And I'll be talking about lots of my favorite bands when I talk about New Wave. But yeah. Oh, Look Sharp. I'm trying to think of Throw It Away. That's another good one. There's something I'm missing out. There's a really good one that I'm missing out. He's Mad at You's really cool, and he's like, I remember in the video it's quite funny. But there's a song that you guys it'd be good for you to listen to. He did a really good track on the XTC tribute album as well. It's really good because I'm my probably my favorite band. My three favorite bands are Oingo Boingo, Midnight Oil, and XTC. I was going to say my favorite band was XTC, and he did a brilliant track on the XTC tribute album. He did a track which was his version of Statue of Liberty. So if you know XTC stuff, Statue of Liberty is one of their best songs. It's a fantastic song, and he did a really good version of that. So there we are. Far Serious Fantasy. So I think Robin Hobb is using it in the most negative way you can imagine. There are 12 books about Fitz, and the character flinches when someone calls him that as an adult. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I can see what you're saying there about the connotation. Saw Joe Jackson pre-pandemic in Los Angeles. Nice. Yeah, I'd like to have seen him in the really early years as well. His drummer, his original drummer, is a Facebook friend of mine, and he's I've seen him locally. He still lives in Portsmouth, his original drummer, and he occasionally mentions the fact that you know of his past, but I think he's semi-retired pretty much, and he sort of I met him when he was drumming locally once, but yeah, yeah. So Pat's agreeing. Oh yes, before I had my son, I must have seen 6 times. Wow, most of his albums. More recently, Rain in Volume 4 are excellent. Nice. So what's your favorite album of his? Do you like his early stuff? I prefer his early stuff, but I've got a lot of time for everything he does. Really, he did a full instrumental album, didn't he? I think that was called Night Music. And his latest stuff is really good. And I think Volume 4 was his last one, wasn't it? Was Volume 4 his last one? He did loads from his most recent album when I saw him, and it was really good. All of it was really good. He had a really good band as well. The first time I saw him, it was a gig where he was doing it with Todd Rundgren. Weirdly, I've seen Todd Rundgren twice now, and both times he was kind of supporting someone else. He kind of shared the gig with Joe Jackson, but then he also was the support for Daryl Hall when I saw Daryl Hall recently. That was a couple of years ago. I enjoyed Daryl Hall, but I was a little bit disappointed. And he's been a bit of a plonker lately to John Oates, isn't he? He's taken him to court, stop him from playing certain songs, which I think is so twatty. But it was a good gig. But Todd Rundgren's set wasn't that good. I know Al from Big Hard Books and Classics. He might appear in a chat at some point. He loves Todd Rundgren, and he's literally one of his favorite people. And both times I've seen Todd Rundgren, it's been okay. I've not been knocked for 6 by him, but yeah, Daryl Hall's band was brilliant. But he's losing his voice a bit, and he didn't do some of my favorite songs. He didn't do Man Eater. What's that about? You go to see Daryl Hall, and he doesn't play Man Eater. What's the point? But yeah, this all came from the fact that you said I look like Joe Jackson, which is kind of mad. Joe Jackson's pretty bald as well. So I was told last week, beginning of the week, someone said to me, "You've got a really nice hairline." And I was like, "Oh, thank you very much." Thinking, well, I'm not going to go bald. I went grey when I started teaching, which I don't like. I don't like being grey, but I'm not going to go bald. So, That's good. Apparently, this guy, it's another member of staff at the college. He's defended to me. You got a great hairline. Thank you very much. But Joe Jackson definitely is bald. Margaret's here. Hello, Margaret. Very cool. We were chatting away about. You showed me a really cool video that was like really cool. The guest love example. It was brilliant. What were you before grey? I was very kind of light brown, so fair hair they call it. So very light brown, and it kind of got a little darker, and then it went grey. But I only went grey when I started genuinely. I've been teaching since teaching. I've been a teacher, qualified teacher since 2008, and I started the current job in 2009. And literally, I started going grey a couple of years later. So I can blame it on the job. But yeah, I was. They may have. Yeah, you probably saw in the because someone referred to that video of me and my wife that I shared on my community post, and you can see pictures of me younger in those videos, possibly with longer hair as well. I used to have hair down to my bum when I was in my late teens, early 20s. I just kept growing my hair, and I used to sit on it. It was so long. It used to went right down my back, and it went down to my bum. So I used to sit on it sometimes and just go pull it. So I used to put it in a ponytail, and then I decided to just get rid of it, which I regretted. I always regretted getting rid of it, but don't know. What do you think about people who have long hair but it's grey hair? Is that a no? Does that look bad? Old people with grey hair, long-haired Gareth. Yeah. I've heard hair called wheat as a color. Oh, wow! I've never heard of that. Wheat as a color. Maybe that's on some sort of color chart for what you want for your decoration. Like home decorating. They have loads of weird names for different colors, don't they? Maybe that's a thing. Teaching made you go grey. It definitely did. Yeah, well, I'll send you some pictures of me with my long hair. I think I lost my Facebook account. I recovered my Facebook account. And I had loads and loads of pictures. It had 20 years of Facebook pictures on there before I lost my account. And now I've tried to put some stuff back on, and I did put the really old pictures back on. So if you go on my Facebook page now, if you want to make me a Facebook friend, there are pictures of me with my long hair on Facebook. And it's a public page. You don't even have to like me on there. You don't have to make me a friend. You can just look me up probably. So I keep it public because the whole point for me, well, not the whole point, but a big point for me with Facebook is to publicize the gigs. So there's no point in making my account a private account. So Margaret said she started downloading 20 years of Facebook pics. Yeah. 20 years. I know. I wish I'd done that, to be honest, because there's some things I've lost. So a lot of it I had saved. I don't know where they've been saved, and I have definitely lost some. And their customer service is so terrible that I got hacked, lost my account, and there's literally no way of getting it back. And it doesn't matter what I say to them, I'm not going to get that back. So it's very frustrating. I've had to start again. I had 2,700 followers, which was really useful because if sometimes I want to put on a charity gig and I want to get hold of some local bands, I had anyone at my fingertips. I could just find them and talk to them on Messenger. But now there's only some people that have come back. So there's this new account. I've got like 880 or something. So I've got a lot of people, but not the amount of people I did have. And it's going to be that little bit harder if I do want to speak to some random people and say, you're in a band. Do you want to play in this gig I'm doing? Because I've organized lots of gigs in the past, which is quite fun to do. But harder. I mean, the last food bank gig I did, I didn't have my new account, and it was in limbo trying to get my old account back. And that was so hard to communicate to all the bands, because what I used to do was have them all on Messenger and have like a representative of each band, and I'd get a text spec. I'd send out the order of when everyone was playing, and I'd check that everyone was cool with it, everyone had listened to it, everyone knew what was happening, and everyone was on board. It was so much easier because it was all in one message chat. And yeah, it's just so much easier if you've got everyone in the same chat, really. Okay, so Margaret says I'm locked out of my business account, damn, and got stuck in one of those we can't help cycles several years ago, and now she's done. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think because Facebook is still used a lot, I think you've got to put up with it a bit, but it's a nightmare because they're awful. I deleted my Facebook account after they refused to help when I was locked out for the 6th time. When I was hacked for the 6th time. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing it for fun, then you can just choose not to do it. But I feel like, well, when I didn't have it, I felt so out of the loop and removed from the rest of the musical community. You know, it's for me, it's about being in a band and trying to communicate to the people that you're hoping will come and see you, as well as the other bands that you might be playing with or whatever. So, and the venues and the promoters and all that. So it was, I felt so removed. It was like, I just felt like, well, what's the point in booking a gig? I can't tell anyone we're doing it. You know, it was so hard. And the actual band page itself, only one member of our band has not been locked out of it. It's so weird. So there's some random stranger from Iran or something that owns our band account on Facebook, but my son can still post stuff on it. It's so weird. And also, one of the other guys, Ian, in the group, he sometimes posts things on the Bemis Facebook account because he does it from Instagram and doubles it up on Facebook. So we've managed to still announce stuff, but we can't actually get in. I can't get into the account anymore. I can't be added to the account with my new account. So I can't even operate the Bemis thing. And yet I'm apparently supposed to be leading the band. It's so annoying. But there we are. Today has already been a frustrating day. What's making us happy today? Yeah, what's making us happy? Well, I had quite a good day. What happened today? So today was my day when I had both my first year classes. They've got a gig in 2 weeks' time, so we got a week off next week, and then they got a gig when they come back. And the songs are sounding great. They'd solved some issues with some of them, and they were all in a good mood. It was all good, and yeah, it was quite a productive day. And I also introduced something new to them, and I said we need to look at this. We need to tackle this as a group, and they responded really well. So that was really good. And I decided to do this. I thought it'd be nice to chat to people, so that was good. And tomorrow I've got the gig. So yeah, I'm quite happy at the minute. Ralph, are you happy? Chico's happy because I just gave him a bone from yesterday's Chinese takeaway. So yesterday was our Valentine's Day because my wife has gone away for the weekend. So yesterday we had a big Chinese. We spent 30 quid on massive Chinese, and some of the spare ribs we kept the bones. You can give dogs spare rib bones, and I just thought Chico is often just to the side being elderly, and it was really nice. I gave him a bone and he perked up and he was really happy. So it was really nice to see him getting into the bone. So that was nice seeing Chico wake up for a bit. Who else? What else has people been happy about? Have you ever dyed your hair crazy colors? Oh yeah, Pat, we need to see you with different colored hair. No crazy colors. I used to have very long hair. Oh, cool. So now we're going to get lots of pictures of our old selves. Eavesdropping while I work. Ah, hello, Jim. I just read that without knowing that was Jim. Jim's here. Hi, Jim. Thanks for popping in and for listening while you're at work. These are sometimes called podcasts, aren't they? And some people just listen to the audio. So I must remember never to do a visual joke because it will get lost in the ether. Pat says, hi, Jim. Erie says, in Facebook, does it still allow you to bulk download through the settings and privacy section? To bulk download? Oh, what, all your images? I don't know, actually. Margaret says, yes, but it doesn't show photos as a category. Erie, I've tried more than once and didn't see anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. Jim says, hello, Pat. Mark says, I had a good time crunching through the snow. Oh, pictures on blue sky. Crunching through the snow. It's a little bit cold down here, but it's definitely not snowy. We don't get snow very often in Portsmouth. Right at the bottom of England, we get the mildest weather. So when it gets really cold, we tend to have the highest temperature. Still gets cold, but not as bad as it goes up. And then when you get to Scotland, it's like insanely cold. But down where we are, we get the mild stuff. But it also means we hardly ever get snow because it doesn't settle very often. When I was a kid, it used to settle quite often, but nowadays it just doesn't settle much. So it's very, very rare for us to have snow down here. So do you? I think you have. I think where you are, you probably have snow more often, Margaret. Not sure. It's always good hanging out with everyone, Gareth. Absolutely. Thanks, Jim. PH and I had a lovely time tramping through the landmark trust properties, dreaming this morning. Oh, nice. Bookish Travels. Hello. That's awesome. So I did what was the recent tag I did? I think it was the non-fiction tag. Yeah. So check out Bookish Travels channel and really awesome stuff. Oh, not PH. Sorry. So and I had a lovely time traipsing through the landmark trust properties. Right. So that's yeah. We get snow on the ground once or twice in winter. So not really. Oh, okay. So you're probably same as us. Well, same as us. We really, really rarely get it. So we get it less than that. Once or twice a winter. We would get it. I don't know, once every few years, really. Ah, nice one. Thank you very much. It was fun to do. And I used to read more non-fiction than I read now, so I kind of favour fiction now. But it's nice to be reminded, because I'm a host of the Historathon, that kind of forces me to stick with it, which I stick. And I'm every year. Vin says who wants to carry on, and everyone can voluntarily not carry on or carry on, and I always carry on because it kind of if I didn't, I can imagine there'll be a year when I like read one non-fiction book and just tons and tons of fiction. So it kind of keeps me focused a little bit. Oh, here we go. Hannah says, since I mentioned my brother already, I will share the news that's making us all happy. Oh, brilliant. He's getting married. Awesome. And he's 50. That's so cool. To a wonderful woman, and also buying his first house. That is fantastic, Hannah. Really lovely news. Congratulations to your brother. That is really, and at the age of 50 as well. So that's really nice. Just shows you, doesn't it, that keep your radar up and you can find the right one. It can always happen. That's so lovely. Brilliant. Congratulations. That's so nice. There we go. Yeah. So it's a good bit of news, isn't it, Margaret? You said what's making people happy, and then that's a really lovely one. So massive congrats and a group hug to Hannah on that front. That's so lovely. Yeah. Jim saying awesome as well. Erie's saying congrats. He's probably both very happy and very stressed. Yeah. So when did you say when he's getting married? Hold on. Getting married. He's getting married. It's wonderful. No. So yeah, there's lots going on. He's buying his first house and he's getting married. Is he getting married soon, or is it like they've announced the wedding, but it could be in a year's time? Let us know, because that's kind of interesting as well. Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. That's the thing. You never know. Absolutely. Yeah. Buying a new house is a lot, isn't it? We've been in this house for 27 years. 27 years we've been here. And we were just talking about reorganizing it, sort of like destroying a wall, putting a sliding door across and doing lots of things. My wife wants me to separate half the front room. It's quite a big front room, and she wants to half it so that it kind of becomes a study for me, and then I can have some books down and stuff like that. So that might happen. She's having the spare room, so it's kind of, she's looking at a possible compromise, which would be good. Although I do like the size of this room, it's nice to have a big room. But then if it's only sliding doors, it could technically be a big room sometimes, couldn't it? Just open the doors up. But it's like, that's like an ongoing conversation we're having. And that's, you know, we've paid our mortgage off, so it's money that we can find somewhere, which is cool. Hold on, where are we? Mick's here. Hi, Mick. Good evening. I hope you don't mind me chipping in with a question. Go, 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 go. I'm glad you mentioned the Starathon. I'm listening my way through the SPQR. Awesome. Can you recommend anything similar covering ancient Greece? I really liked the book I read called Battling the Gods, which was about it's subtitled Atheism in the Ancient World, but it's more than that, because it's kind of about skepticism and agnosticism, really. But it's about the way that religion was presented and conducted and received in the ancient world and the ancient Greeks, and it's just really well done. So that's one I remember. I know Pat's been reading some other Mary Beard stuff. I read a really small book by Mary Beard, which is really good, as well as SPQR. She's really good. I don't know. I don't know some about any more really from that end. So he's getting married in April, and just they had their house bid. Oh, nice. So, yeah, so it is all happening at once. So yeah, he probably is stressed. I think he was probably right. I hope that's okay, Mick. I hope that answered. Well, I gave you some help. It's only one book, but yeah, my expertise is not as much in the ancient Greek stuff. So that's another thing that Historiathon has offered me, that chance to read about the ancient period. Looks like I might have got something. That's cool. Nice one. Thanks, Mick. I'm more interested in the ancient Greeks than the Romans or the Egyptians, or similar kind of thing. For me, there's something a little bit more magical about the Greek thing, maybe because I like the Greek plays, and I like the Homer stuff. I really like the Odyssey and stuff like that. So it kind of becomes kind of more magical for me from that perspective. But it was awesome reading about Rome and going to Rome. I went to Rome for the first time last year, and I'm going again this year. I'm going back to Rome this year because my wife's half Italian, so we're visiting her family again this year. We went last year, we're going again this year. We're kind of promising to go more, and her cousin has had a big operation as well, so we're definitely going to see him, make sure everything's fine. So yeah, going back to Rome would be really fun, and it's really nice going to the Colosseum and stuff like that. So that's really good. Who else has been to Rome? Tell me if you've been to Rome, guys. MJ's here. Hi, MJ. I haven't started talking about the wasted weekend yet, MJ, so we'll talk about it in a minute. But I was talking about Rome and traveling to Europe. Who's gone to Europe in the chat? Greg Harness is here. Hi, Greg. Nice one. Thanks for being here. Tell me if you've been to Europe, because I'm actually going away. Well, yeah. Oh, hold on. I've got something here. I was going to waffle for a minute, but let's have a look at this. So Margaret says, I've been to Rome and just read an ARC where the epic battle takes place there. Oh, nice. Yeah. Margaret often does her research on her travels, which is pretty cool. Travels to Ireland and stuff. Aaron read a book. Aaron's been to Rome. Something tells me it's easier for us to go to Rome than it would be for some of the Americans. It's a little closer, I think, but I don't know. But thanks, Aaron. It's not too bad, is it? 11:15. It's not too bad. I was hoping that might get some. I mean, we had Gavin here earlier. I don't know if Gavin's still in the chat. If you're still in the chat, say hi, Gavin. You're in Aaron chat. But that was really cool. I met up with Aaron recently, a few months back. That was fantastic. And there's another booktube meetup actually happening at the end of March, which God, it's been so busy that I hadn't even thought about that. But that's well good, isn't it? But we're not going to go book shopping this time, apparently. So Katie from Books and Things, she suggested that we just meet up and chat. So we're going to go to a big cafe or something and have a chat and stuff, which would be really cool. So the group is similar to what's happened before, but I think I'm going to meet Roy from Roy Reads Anything in that gathering. So I'm very excited to meet Roy. I think Roy is a lovely guy and his channel's awesome. I'm wondering if Jenny's going to be there. That'd be really cool if Dr. Jenny's there as well. It'd be so good if we meet both of them. But yeah, I'm going to meet Roy because he said that he was going to go. He was in the email thread. And I thought, oh, that is fantastic. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That'll be the end of the month, so the last weekend of March, that is. So really looking forward to that. So Greg says, I've been to Rome. Greg's been to Rome. He's been to Rome, Oregon. Rome, Oregon. I like that. Yeah, it's like it just cracks me up. There's a Portsmouth in New Hampshire, and it's funny because obviously that I'm in Portsmouth in Hampshire, but there's a New Hampshire, and it's like, is this one getting replaced? It always makes me laugh. Bookish Travels. Oh, hold on. I'm in bed. It's late. So you're one of us, are you? One of us. Okay, so yeah, he's still here. Gavin's still here, but he's not been to Italy. Sad face. So you want to go to Italy? Go to Italy, my friend. Just do it now. Book it tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be like 50 quid on the plane. It's well cheap to go to Europe, so, or other parts of Europe. Don't let me sound like we're not in Europe. I'm not one of them. To other parts of Europe, it's only like 50 quid. Do it, man. Do it. It'd be great. Where's the book meetup? So it's in London somewhere, but I don't think that's been finalised yet. No, that's not been finalised yet, but it'll be in London. So last time they did it in York, and it was a bit too far away for me, so I didn't go. But yeah, probably London. Yeah, it's London this time. It's been London. We've had 2 meetups in London, and then they had one in York, and now we're back in London again. London, or Londinium, if you want to go like to the way past, in the old medieval times. The hairline of your mic is also good. Yeah, it is. Yeah, my mic isn't going to go bald either. Oh yeah, of course you are. Yeah, of course you are. No, that's all right. It's all coming together now. Yeah, of course it is. Don't worry, I was getting all sorts of words wrong earlier when we first started. So Brian's noticed that Dave isn't here. Hi, Brian. Nice to see you, man. Yeah, Dave. Me and Dave weren't going to do another one for a week. Is it a week? I think it's a week. Yeah. We got a bit of a gap. It would have been. Would it have been this week? I don't know. No, there's one of my dogs just come in. It wouldn't have been anyone else. I'm in the house alone, so it would have clearly been one of the dogs. Yeah, we've got a gap, which might mean it's the week after next. I can't remember. But Joe from Book Buds is going to be our guest, and he couldn't make the week that we suggested, so we've moved it a bit. So yeah, Dave's got loads going on. So although he could. Oh, hold on, I've got a guest. Oh, I didn't notice straight away. Let's bring her on. Right, this means I have to put these in. All right, hold on. and then we'll carry on with the comments.
Where are you gonna put it? Oh, you gotta put earbuds.
This is cool. I love this. Just a completely random. And then I tell you what, as it's a random chat, it's just right that MJ's here.
And this is why it's random, is because my husband just left for basketball. My husband just left for basketball practice.
Right.
And my husband just left for basketball practice, and he won't be back for like an hour, but I can stay for like a half hour.
Okay. So I'm like, yeah, well, first thing, cheers.
Cheersies.
Cheers. There you go. That's a thumbnail. That's a thumbnail.
It is a thumbnail. Cheers. Good thumbnail. Happy Heart Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's. I hope that if you haven't been able to speak to a partner, maybe you don't have a partner, you've been able to speak to a loved one in the family, or a best mate, or your dog, or maybe a fish. Maybe you have. I
keep thinking Rolf is on your lap, but it's your microphone.
Rolf's here. Yeah. He's here. He's always next to me. It's funny because he's a bit of a miserable bastard now. So he he now thinks he owns the settee. So yesterday, It's not a very big settee now. We had to replace it with a smaller one, and it's kind of a little bit more than a 2-seater. We used to have a 3-seater, and that was really nice. I could stretch out, and I used to fall asleep on it constantly. I still do fall asleep on this one, but it's a 2-seater. So yesterday when we had Valentine's Day, we were watching a film together, and we had this Chinese food. We didn't want the dog getting in the way of our like little Valentine's moment, right? I don't mean that kind of Valentine's moment. I'm just saying,
PG rated.
Yeah. But he wouldn't go away. He was growling at us. I was like, don't growl at me, mate. Jesus, it's not your settee. Bugger off. And I tried to set him up on this chair opposite, which is a fine chair. Most dogs would be honored to sit on that chair.
Fine chair.
And he was like not happy. And he was proper growling at me. I was there and going, do not growl at me, Ralph. But he's always next to me now. He's cool. Here because I'm on the settee.
Yeah. Is Erie in the chat? I want to thank Erie. Erie sent me a lovely Valentine's Day card in the mail, and I just got it today. Perfect timing.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. I love getting stuff from people.
Yeah. Aaron says there's going to be one in Bath or Bristol, I think. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I'll go.
Dates for all these things.
Yeah.
I'm still planning on hopping the pond.
Yes, I know you are, which is very exciting. So we need to sort that out. I
got another pond to hop soon.
You got another pond to hop.
Yeah, the Gulf of whatever you want to call.
Oh, the Gulf. The Gulf of America.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, Gulf of Mexico.
He's such a dickhead, isn't he?
Saying anything.
If there's one in Bath or Bristol, Aaron, then I definitely want to go. This is cool. Maybe we might get Alex might come down to that bit. Alex Unhinged. Not Alex Unhinged. Alex Unabridged.
Cool.
Or maybe he is unhinged. If he's, it'd be great if he's in the chat now. The almighty Orm is here. Hello, mate. Nice to see you. And you are so caught up in comments, I'm going to have to adjust. Well, yeah, it's because I was talking to myself, mate. That's why I was just talking to you guys. Now MJ's here. Screw the comments.
Hey, comments are good.
I know they are. I'm only joking. But I did notice that. What was it? Yeah. So this is a thing, right? What? So Mike's book reviews, right? Mike's book reviews. Mike does a really lovely channel, doesn't he? Right?
I interviewed him.
Yeah, I know. It was really cool. And I've been on his chats twice, right? Once he was talking to Moyd from Media Death Cult, and I thought, oh, I like both of them. I'm going to go in the chat. And I was making comments, and I made about 4 comments. None of them were read out. They were just completely ignored. And I thought, oh, sod this, can't be asked, because I thought it was all about the conversation. So I left. Today, I went on his chat again, made 3 comments. All 3 were completely ignored. I thought, oh, sod this. So he keeps up with the comments by ignoring most of them.
Yeah, basically.
So like, I don't really want to pick and choose. So if I'm a little bit behind, it's because like every comment counts, my friend.
Yeah,
every comment.
Why not?
Yeah. Cool. So after Brian said that, Margaret says, right, that means it must be Dave's fault. Yeah, let's blame Dave.
It's
Dave's fault.
It's the sugar.
Sugar. I tell you what, there must be something about the looseness of this situation, because I haven't got my biscuits with me. They're just over there. I've got dark chocolate digestives over there, but I haven't got them to show everybody. What is wrong with me?
I don't know. It's good that you're not, though. Save them for later. Save them for when I'm gone.
Also, little bit of the secrets of BookTube. I set this thing up, and I wasn't going to move it. I wasn't going to cancel. I was hoping that a friend would be here, and MJ's here. I was hoping we'd have a lovely chat, and we've got a lovely chat. Sorry, was you going to say something?
No, go on.
Yeah. A lovely chat, but I also wanted to shave, and I cut myself. So there's a massive bit. Where is it? Is it that side? That side? I can't see it. Is it that side? That side. One of the sides has got a massive red blob on it, and that's where I cut myself.
Oh well, make up a good story.
Oh yeah, okay. So what happened was, I was diving for pearls, and this shark attacked me.
Oh
It
my
was a
God!
great.
Did you see the guy that got swallowed by the whale on his kayak? Did you see that?
No, where
Oh
was
my
that?
God! So there's a wonderful book out there that came out 2 years ago by Daniel Kraus, and it's called Whale Fall. And basically, it's about this diver that has like a weird relationship with his father, and he goes on this expedition to raise some funds for himself. Blah blah blah. While he's doing this, he gets swallowed by a massive blue whale.
Right.
And the rest of the book takes place inside the whale. And he
Nice.
only has so much air left in his tanks. And every single chapter is how much time he has left. It is a gripping read, what I'm telling you. But
That's
it's
cool.
basically the same thing that happened to this kayaker. The kayaker was just
Oh my
paddling
God.
along, and here comes the whale and swallows him whole, has him in his mouth for like 30 seconds and spits him out. It's the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life.
So what is actual footage of it?
Yes, because
Oh
it
my God.
was the father. It was a father-son. They were kayaking. They were sea kayaking together, and the father was taking footage of his son kayaking. Now his son was probably in
Oh
his
my God.
30s. Has it all on film. It has to have like, I don't know, a bazillion views by now. But I mean, you would think it's AI or something, but it's not. It actually happened. You have to watch it. It's crazy.
I am definitely going to watch it.
But that book is so good. I highly recommend it if nobody's read it. And the cover is amazing. Really good.
Can you imagine if you're filming your son kayaking and you go, what?
He's just gone. Like
And
this
it's like,
this thing came up like a sea monster, and then it was boop, and he's not on the surface anymore. He was a snack.
oh my God.
I know.
That's fantastic.
It's wild. Did anybody see it in the comments? Let us know. Let us know.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be funny and interesting if the guy died, right? That would be just horrible. But the
Right.
fact he gets spat out again 30 seconds later, that's what makes it amazing.
He gets out of the whale's mouth and he's paddling over to his dad. And the look on his face is like, I don't know what I just went through. It's horrific perfection on so many levels.
If you see the expression on his face afterwards as well, that's amazing.
Yes. As he's swimming over to his dad, and his dad just holding the camera like, what the hell's going on? It's wild. It's wild.
Well, and the whale has gone off going, horrible. Yeah.
And the whale just took off and was like, peace out, guy. You don't taste good.
Yeah, that was my thing.
Yeah.
I thought I'd just freak you out for a minute.
Yeah. Because he swallowed the kayak too. It was the dude and the kayak.
But I love that idea that comedy is all about the lack of consequence. So because he came out again, that's what makes it funny. In the same way, right. If you that in slapstick, if you slip on a banana skin, fall, and you get up again, it's funny. And if you fall and crack your head open and die, it's not funny.
Correct. I think this is funny because it's so unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's so unbelievable.
Out of the blue.
I go sea kayaking once in a while, and now that's going to be in my head.
Amazing. That's brilliant. See, you're here giving us this. You're giving us this gem, and I don't know about it. Nobody said about a guy being swallowed by a whale in the chat. Come on, guys. Why aren't you telling me about the guy being swallowed by a whale?
Put it up on YouTube, TikTok, whatever. It'll show right up. So good.
Did you see it on TikTok?
On the local, like, national news, like the national news this morning. They had it on. They're like, you're not going to believe this one.
And enlightened news,
right?
Yeah, it's like the dogs that can sing and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So you've got people saying hello to you. You got new giant mug. Greg says hi.
It matches my shirt.
Brian hates dogs.
What? No, he doesn't.
I think the evidence is there.
Don't be making up lies.
So does Margaret. Looks like the font on the mug matches the font on the sweatshirt.
I wanted to be matchy.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's more like it. Is that when we were saying cheers?
Cheersies. Cheersies. I'm just drinking green tea. You know, I have not had an alcoholic beverage since New Year's Eve.
Really?
I'm still doing dry. Yeah, that's changing. That's changing this weekend though, I think.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not January anymore. You have to do dry
No, I
January.
know. But it's you know, I've got vacation coming up, so I'm gonna like slowly edge into it. My husband's the same way. He hasn't had a drink yet either.
So is that like health reasons? You feel like it'd be good for you?
Well, I don't drink that much, so it's like no big deal for me, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
He likes a good gin and tonic on the weekend. He likes a good rum and coke on the weekend, watching the games or whatever. And he just wanted to cut it out for a while. And I was like, yeah, cool, do it.
That's cool. So you talk about you're going on vacation. Are you going somewhere on vacation, or are you going on vacation as in you just staying at home? You going somewhere? Where are you going?
Stay tuned.
Oh, you're going to tell us when you come back, because I get that. If you
Sure.
like, I
Sure.
don't
I
want
told
to
you a long
broadcast.
time ago. You just don't remember.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened this morning. So, well, talking about alcohol, do you think in the chat I should finish this off during the chat? So I've been drinking alcohol today. Do I? Because I clearly I stopped. This is Merlot. This is red wine.
So wait, so you say Merlot, like you say Merlot again.
Merlot.
Merlot. We say Merlot. We say Merlot.
Merlot. Well, you say Dr. Moreau as well, don't you? And I'd say Dr. Morrow.
Yeah, Dr. Moreau.
Or Dr. Morrow.
No, Dr. Moreau.
Or Dr. Morrow.
Wow, that sounds like tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Well,
you know what's
we'll
good with Merlot?
We have to find out what H.G. Wells said, and H.G. Wells may have said it the British way.
I don't know. Do you know what's good with Merlot?
Because he was British.
Yeah.
What's nice with Merlot? Biscuits.
Dark chocolate.
I've got some dark chocolate down there.
So listen. So what you do?
Do I drink more of this so I end up pissed?
No. So you get when you're ready and you want to experience something, you get a little piece of dark chocolate, right? And you put it in your mouth. And then you take the sip of the Merlot and you let them both swish around your mouth a little bit. It's next level.
Okay. Is that because new flavors come out while it's in your mouth?
Yeah. Basically, yeah. A sommelier taught me that a long time ago.
I love that.
A sommelier.
A sommelier.
I'll say British. A sommelier. A sommelier.
And your classic Victorian urchin comes in again. Sommelier, please, sir.
Sommelier.
Sommelier, please.
Go do what? I can't wait to come back.
I can't do an American accent, so you've got one on me. You know, it might be a cliched Victorian urchin thing, but it's still a great English voice.
What is my act? I'll tell you what. I listened to an audio.
You sound like, it sounds like an extra from Oliver. That's what when you do your British voice.
Please, sir, may I have another? Is that it? May I have some more? Probably because I used to watch that when I was a kid. That was one of like my favorite movies.
It's a great film. It's a great. Consider yourself at home.
I think it was like the 70s version. And when I was a kid, the kid that played Oliver was kind of cute, and that's why I watched it.
He's got really tiny eyes. Mark Lester.
He had like blonde, shaggy hair.
Yeah.
Like
and he looked even weirder as he got older as an adult. Those eyes look even weirder. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But he's only famous for that. So he famously didn't do acting after that. He didn't like acting, so he did Oliver and then did something else.
Okay.
Became a bricklayer or something.
Hey, so let me ask. So do you all like partake in what America dives in on for like Super Bowl and stuff like that? Do you guys watch? Do you see the game? Do you watch the commercials? Is there anything like that over there?
So last week I did a gig on the Isle of Wight, and our drummer couldn't make it. So we had our depth drummer that was our drummer for 10 years, but he left the band and now he came back to do that gig. And he said, I'm glad that we're doing it now, because if it had been tomorrow, I wouldn't have agreed to depth for you because it's the Super Bowl. So he's well into it. Most people I know are not, but there are some people that are really into it. Everyone is interested in the halftime show, the music bit.
Yeah.
But there's not that many people that are interested in the thing that you call American football.
Right. What about commercials? Because some people just watch it for the commercials.
Oh well, trailers and stuff for films.
Well, yeah, like in like Nike ad, there was a Nike ad one. There's like the Doritos one, like all different brands. Because the amount of money that goes in to putting out a commercial on the Super Bowl, the Nike commercial, we're talking 30 seconds, $27 million they spent.
Oh, okay.
27 million.
We kind of hear about those in like later on, you know, like say I don't know when Michael Jackson was in one, and I think there was one that Pink and Britney Spears was in or something. I think we heard about them, but we don't really hear about the adverts really.
Was that the 90s?
Yeah, I'm going right back. That's how frequently you hear about these adverts that are on there.
Is that a
We
Pepsi
always,
commercial? That was the Pepsi commercial with Michael Jackson.
yeah. We always hear about the trailers, but not those adverts. Not really.
All right. I'll give you that.
But there are some people that are interested in the American football. But obviously, football is really popular over there. That tends to be what people focus on.
I love
yeah.
when our NFL teams go play over there because everyone from your country or wherever they're playing, like it doesn't matter what team you are, you just wear that gear. So it could be like the Philly Eagles and the Bengals and 49ers fans are showing up and Raiders fans. And it's just so neat to see because you would never see that here.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So if they just like American football, they go to see any team.
They wear their gear and they show up. And I love that. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, you wouldn't see that in normal football either. So clearly they're doing that because it's like a different thing. They don't take it seriously, I suppose.
Right.
But yeah, you wouldn't if you're going to see a football match, you're going to support that team. You don't really go casually. So yeah, and then you'll be chanting against the other team and all that sort of business. You know, there's a great video. There's so many videos that pop on my feed, which is like Americans reacting to British videos.
Mhm.
And there's a great one, and I haven't watched it yet, but I know it would be funny that these two Americans reacting to English football chants, and some of the chants that the English crowd shout are so funny that would be that would be a fun one to watch.
I remember back in the 80s when like the stadiums were collapsing.
Yeah.
These people were just like jumping up and down, and like all of a sudden, like you just see people go
Yeah.
because the structures weren't able to handle it.
Yeah.
I mean, I must have been like 10, 11, 12, but I'll always remember that. I'm like, oh my God, what are they doing over there?
Well, there's a very famous accident that happened in Liverpool, which has been like,
Maybe
do you know
that
about?
was it.
Well, it was quite a serious thing because lots of people died, and it was
Yeah.
and the authorities, the police, were blamed for mishandling the situation, and there's lots of other things that happened because of it. The Sun reported on it in a really crass way, and now people in Liverpool literally don't buy the Sun newspaper. Nobody in Liverpool buys the Sun newspaper now.
Wow.
Such a massive effect.
That was
And
probably it. I just remember seeing that, and it was just
yeah,
like emblazoned in my brain, and I'm like, wow.
yeah. So that was quite a serious thing.
Mhm.
So let's have a look. Where are we? Right. Margaret says, "Doesn't Ralph know which side his bread is buttered on?" No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He doesn't care. You know, we feed him, look after him. We care about you, man. But yeah, he just growls at us, treats us like shit.
Aw.
Bread. So I knew what you meant. The golf of Fraggle Rock. No,
Yeah.
the golf. The
I like
golf of
that.
fragile toxic masculinity. Yeah, FTM. Fragile toxic masculinity. Sadly, though, that fragile toxic masculinity is going to cause a lot of problems in the next few weeks.
Oh, we know.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. Poor old. I just feel so sorry for Zelensky. He was literally doing so well, and everyone loved him, and now they're just going to just fart on his face, aren't they? It's horrible. All that work he's put into what he's been doing, and they're just going to just treat him like shit. Naughty to I know. I apologize, Brian. I don't know what's going on. I need to sort myself out. I was hoping to chat with some nice people today too. Wow. Did you see that? Did you see what just happened?
Yeah.
I don't know what to say, Margaret. I am visibly upset. Is it non-fiction?
No.
I've seen the cover.
It's fiction.
What's that about?
The whale.
Oh yeah. We saw that this morning. Oh yeah, here we go. Spitting back out. Jim saw it. It would feel really rejected if it was. Yeah, I would feel really rejected. Yeah. Not even a whale would be happy to keep you. Yeah, exactly. Didn't think it was tasty, and my brain tells me that's a load of geese, but it probably isn't.
No, it's
Is
whales.
it?
Blue whales.
Blue whales.
Mhm.
Yeah, Hannah says makes the Jonah story sound like sport. Makes it sound real. That's the even more important. Makes it sound plausible.
Mm-hmm.
Just watched.
So you just watched the video.
Yeah, it was off Patagonia.
Yeah.
Brian says, "Hi Hannah, Luna Librio. I saw that some Argentinian guy. Oh, that's like, oh my god. Oh my word." Erie says, "It depends on how orange the person is encountering the banana." You can't just say that's a fantastic comment. The fact is that's out of context.
I wish we could highlight comments and pin them.
That's brilliant. It depends on how orange the person is encountering the banana. This is just brilliant. I think it must have something to do with Trump. That must have something to do with Trump. I can't remember us. Did we even talk about bananas?
No.
It happened in Chile.
Chile.
My thoughts precisely. Is that in response to Erie's? It is. Brilliant. So it depends on how orange the person is encountering the banana. Mick says, my thoughts exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, precisely. After he gets swallowed, the father just yells, "Hey, hey, oi, whale, leave my son alone." I love that. NPR has the facts. While their mouths are massive, their throats are much smaller. Roughly the size of a human fist. That's the size of a throat. That's mad.
Mm-hmm.
What a huge whale, and that's the size of their throat. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Although I have a relatively small fist. Definitely out to watch the whale. Yeah. Come back in a minute. Not able to swallow a human. No, clearly not. It does at one point look like a sea monster. Yeah.
When it goes back under, it's crazy.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I was planning to drink a lot. Maybe I misunderstood the point of wasted weekends. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Have you got
makes the books taste better?
Have you got a book planned for wasted weekend for this weekend?
I do, and I have it here, but I think I have to cover it up because it's a little naughty.
Oh, nice. Well, if you, I'm going to get through these comments and then we'll talk about it. Committing to dry January was hard during the inauguration.
It's been hard. Yeah. Not saying it's easy.
This must be. Someone said they feel like they're living in a dystopia, and it is a little bit like that.
Yeah.
And yeah. Hi, Ryan. I love the Victorian accents. Did you the right Reno to order?
Hello.
Hello.
I want some more.
Lionel Bart wrote the songs, didn't he? It's clear we're going to get along. That's from Consider Yourself. That's such a great song. At Home. It's a great film. It is such a great film. We need to pause for a moment to just think about what a great film Oliver is. It's a brilliant cast. Oliver Reed
is a remake of it. How many times was that movie made?
They've done lots of adaptations.
Is it like A Star Is Born and there's like 12 of them out there?
There's only one of the musical, so there's lots of versions of Oliver Twist, but there's only one version of the musical.
I don't think I've ever seen the musical.
Oh, haven't you?
No, I've just seen the movie.
That's what I thought. No, that's what I thought you meant when you said the '70s one. I thought you meant the musical.
No, I don't think it's a musical. I don't remember it, but I could be wrong. It's been a minute since I've seen it. Let's.
It's about 3 hours long. It's insanely long.
It's a 3-hour tour.
It gets showed here a lot. So every Christmas it'll be shown. But
generally, you're all British.
Yeah. It's the national treasure, that one.
Yeah.
But
And that
you know,
other
it's like,
one that's an American film that no one over here watches at all.
well, The Great Escape. Yeah, The Great Escape. Really,
Nobody watches that over
I couldn't
here.
believe that. When
No,
you and Dave, and mind you, Dave, I don't think Dave knows anything about films.
no
Bless him.
idea what. When we had that
Um,
discussion, I'm like, no, no, I have
yeah, but
no idea.
Dave couldn't answer any of the questions. You know, he's not here now,
It's
so
hard.
we can take the piss. But you know, you and who was it? You and Brandy, wasn't it? Was it you and Brandy? No,
Pat, was it? Oh no, it was
that wasn't Pat.
middle of the book march.
Yes, you and Kim. So you and Kim knew some of them. Gavin knew every single one. But I swear
Yes.
that's not because they weren't British questions. I swear on my grave on that they weren't orientated towards British people.
Okay.
Go
Great
go
escape.
watch the film quiz, guys, and put a little comment underneath going, yeah, Gareth did a good thing. His questions were great. He's awesome. Do something like that. Write that sort of comment. That'd be great. And then write Brian knows nothing about not Brian. Wow, Dave knows nothing about films. Brian is probably an expert. Brian needs to be the next guest on the film quiz. We'll do one for Easter. Easter film quiz. And then Dave's gonna go, I thought all the questions are gonna be about Easter.
Yeah.
It's all right. He'll be on in a minute, he'll have a go at me. Where are we? He tells me I don't understand English language, which I love that. Right. Who could come back after singing Who will buy this wonderful morning and not high of a am I going blind? And not who will buy in that high of a key? Who could come back after singing Who will buy in that high? Yeah, he's got a very high voice. His balls hadn't dropped. Jack Wild played the Artful Dodger. That's what you're doing. You're playing the Artful Dodger.
Okay.
Yeah. So remember that. Jack Wild, he's awesome in that film.
Thank you, Mick Holland.
No literal commercials, Gareth. No literal commercials.
Yeah.
Back now, he's seen the man with the whale. I just learned something about a former Wolverhampton owner, Jack Hayward. Oh, here we go. Don't know this one.
Is this Ryan Reynolds' team? Does Ryan Reynolds
He
own
owns.
Wolverhampton?
Yeah, it might be
female?
might be Wolverhampton. He didn't he buy a Welsh rugby team?
I don't know.
I think
I remember
him and
he was celebrating last year or the year before. I don't know.
I think him and another actor bought a Welsh rugby team. I can't remember what they're called. But he might own a football team as well. He might own Wolverhampton football team. I'm not sure. But I love the fact that Brian answers that by saying, Wolverhampton irritates me. Either the Wolves or the Wanderers. You can't be bloody both.
Wolves always.
The Wolverhampton Wolves. Wolverhampton Wanderers. I don't know. No, Wanderers. No, Wolves sounds like a nickname. And the Wanderers is just a full name, isn't it? So you can be both. You can be bloody both.
You can be both.
Yeah, you can be bloody both.
We should just have a live stream one day and just sing the whole thing.
Sing it all. Sing it all. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Wolves aren't wanderers.
And subscribe.
Friends, fiction, and fun.
Fiction, friends, and fun. Get it right.
Whatever, you nitpicky bastard.
Stay curious.
Look after yourself so you look after somebody else.
Yes. And I'm not even drinking.
Don't look after anybody else until you looked after yourself.
Jazz hands.
Yeah. Put the put the ventilator on yourself first. Anyway, wolves aren't wanderers. No, they don't wander. Do they wander? Wolves do wander. Don't they roam around? They do wander. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I think she's got a question mark. She's saying they are wanderers.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
there's a thing that's not far from me. It's a like a wolf rescue type thing, and they're taking $5 donations, and you can send in the name of your ex, and basically you're feeding your ex to the wolves. Isn't that a cute little fundraiser?
That's
I was like,
lovely.
that's awesome.
That's very wholesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're feeding your ex to the wolves.
Yeah. For
Right.
Valentine's Day. It was for today.
Brilliant. The fact that the owner bought Lundy and gave it to the National Trust. Cool.
Cool.
I like that. Wolves roam. They don't wander. So I corrected you, mate. It's all right. You don't have to write it. Okay, I was just trying to be funny. Me too. My reputation for raging makes it hard for me to be funny. Grr. And then smiley face, smiley face. Brian's been subdued. He's just come back from a big massage, and he's not raging. Hasn't been hard for me. For me.
For me.
For me. I'm reviewing the situation. That is a great song. So that's Fagin's last song. So he's been chased by the police at the end of the film, and Ron Moody, such an incredible performance. He's singing, reviewing the situation while he's thinking about what to do next, and he's got some. He's got a way to sort of still come up on top, because that's what he does.
Cool.
Still comes to mind for karaoke. Brilliant. Okay, so Margaret's suggesting you have seen the film, but you forgot it was a musical.
Maybe I did. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a rewatch.
Yes.
I want to say it was black and white though.
Yeah. Oh, okay. If it was black and white, it wouldn't have been the 70s one.
No, but I know I saw the 70s one too. Like I was raised on public television, so I know they showed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know Oliver Reed? He played Bill Sykes, the really horrible guy. Do you know Oliver Reed? Famously,
no,
like,
I'd have to see him, but the name, I don't know the name.
He's more famous really for going on chat shows absolutely plastered and just like it's like doing some really weird things on chat shows. Yeah. So here we go. Brian says Americans do know The Great Escape.
Certain Americans, not me.
Certain American. You're a certain American. You are, mate.
Cool Americans, not me.
I don't think I have. Is it from the 50s? It's from 1960, I think. It was like one of those all-star cast ensemble things about something that did happen in the Second World War, but they totally rewrote it, so it made it more commercial.
But Brian, is it a Christmas movie? Do you think Great Escape equals Christmas? Like Die Hard? I still haven't.
Oh no, Die Hard's set in Christmas. The Great Escape is not set in Christmas.
Still haven't watched it.
It just gets shown a lot at Christmas over here. Oliver won the Oscar for Best Picture. Yeah, I think it did. It might have got. I mean, it was a year. I don't think it was the best song in those days, was there? But it might have got Best Score or something. I don't know.
It sounds like it would be that type of movie that would sweep categories.
Yeah. 60s, I think that's about Great Escape.
Because there's an exclamation after the name. Ryan Reynolds. Wrexham, that's it.
Wrexham, which is in Wales. Yeah, so it was a football club, not rugby club. Yeah.
Okay.
Mark Lester or Oliver was claiming to be the father of one of Michael Jackson's kids. Wow.
What?
Wow. I did not know that.
Really? Like parents?
I like that.
Or blanket?
Nobody's commented on whether I should get more alcohol into my bloodstream I'm doing this.
Here's the deal: is I honestly have to leave in like 4 minutes.
So okay.
I want you to get your little piece of chocolate and take a little swig of wine, and I want you to document your experience.
What, in the next 4 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got stuff everywhere. I will do this.
You're not prepared.
I'm not prepared.
Then don't worry about it.
I can probably stretch.
You made it sound like you're like, I have chocolate right there.
Oh, I'll tell you what, can I just say innuendo is ridiculous in this country. So I was talking to my students today that I wanted to stretch them, like artistically. I wanted to stretch. I had this grid, these things. I said, this is what you've done this term, this far. I want you to do this next term. And I kept going on about I want to stretch what you do. I want to stretch it. And the boys in the corner go, he keeps saying he wants to stretch us.
That's got to be a British thing.
Jesus Christ. I can't say anything. When I was talking about when I was talking about vinyl and talking about, oh, you get 12 inches and you get 7 inches. Oh my God. Every single time I said 7 inches, they're going, 7 inches. It's not funny. Jesus Christ. I can't say anything.
You have a lot of Beavis and Buttheads in your class, it sounds like.
Yeah. 7 inches. It's every single class. Do you know what I mean? I have 2 classes for each year group, and literally that year, every single class, 7 inches. Right.
Just a piece. Well, that's a whole cookie. That's not dark chocolate.
Yeah, but it's got a digestive bit as well. So it's chocolate digestive.
With Merlot? I don't know.
Well, I was going to have it with Merlot rather than Merlot.
Merlot.
I can't really separate the chocolate.
No, you can't.
It's all one thing. But I can do it. So I put a bit of the biscuit, and then I have a bit of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I keep it in my mouth for 4 minutes.
Well, because the chocolate
and then I
is
choke on it, and then the live stream ends. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you kind of have the combination going on. The magic happens, and then poof.
All right.
Don't choke.
This is live television.
No, don't laugh. Don't make Garrett laugh. Just a sip. You don't have a proper glass. You're drinking out of a bottle. Who are you? I won't make you laugh. All right, now just let it sit. Swish it. You know. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't choke. I could be like one of the boys in your class right now.
Okay,
Did you get anything out of that? Do you want me to be like your kids in your class? Gareth, you're supposed to swallow it, not spit it out.
Oh, that would have gotten that laughing. Okay.
Did you get anything?
So what happened? I nearly choked. A lot of it went up my nose. And I think there might be a bit of biscuit in my nose.
I told you not to choke. Uh-oh, am I getting in trouble?
So I'm not sure that's really what you expected to happen.
Pat's hitting me up like a sniper from the side with a Michael Jackson article. Pat, you're on it. You all right?
Oh, well, I nearly died then. Thanks for that.
Did you taste anything?
Yeah, I tasted that moment when you almost die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I tasted.
Okay.
I saw my life flash before my eyes.
Probably shouldn't have done it with a crumbly.
I think that's what it is. I think it's bits of the biscuit that went traveling around my face.
Yeah.
But thanks for that. That was an adventure.
This could have ended super badly. Glad it didn't.
Well, it's important to do these things on live television.
To show that we can do them.
Yes.
All right.
Well,
who's up after me? You got somebody?
Who's next to try and kill the host? No, we're all. I've definitely got something up my nose. My guess is a bit of biscuit.
And
well, what a way to go, right? What a way to go.
Taking one for the team.
If I'm gonna go, I'll go with a biscuit up my nose.
I want that on a t-shirt. Yep. Heck yeah.
Right. Hold on. Comments. Yeah. So right, Brian said about Wrexham.
Yep.
Yeah. Margaret comments on Steve McQueen and James Garner. Great Escape. I'd forgotten Jack Wilde was an Oliver. I always think of him as HR Puff and Stuff.
He was in HR Puff and Stuff? No.
Jack Wilde, yeah.
Oh, that was my childhood right there.
Oh, here we go.
HR Puffin stuff. He's around when things get rough. HR Puffin stuff. Don't know the rest. Do.
Do. We got a lot of singing tonight. It's awesome.
You're due for a musical.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to. So the next is this thing on. Do you think Dave will agree to do some singing? I think Joe will. Joe's our next guest. He'll sing. Don't know if Dave will. I'm going to drink some more of this.
Oh, God.
It's very nice. It's from Chile.
Chile.
That's
where the guy got swallowed.
yeah. It's kind of whale flavor.
Yeah.
What kind of nonsense? Book chat with Platt.
Yeah.
The Bronx Zoo does the name. Does a name? What does
name
the
a
name?
roach after your ex.
Oh yeah. That's brilliant.
I like the
Name a roach after your ex.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Just read it. I was in Oliver. What? Oh, as in school, in junior high, and wanted to be X, but got cast as Y. Any guesses for X and Y? Yes, I think you wanted to be Nancy. And you were Nancy's she's like the really kindly prostitute who is really nice to him, really nice to Oliver, and doesn't trust Fagin, and she gets beaten up by Bill Sykes. It's quite a serious story, isn't it? Dark story. Yeah. I think she wanted to be Nancy, and then she ended up playing Fagin. Because to me, Margaret is Fagin in so many ways.
Were you Fagin?
Oliver Platt and Oliver Reed. Oliver Platt could play Oliver Reed. I agree. One of the great drunks. Absolutely. Not Bridge on the River Kwai. Yeah, that's another one that gets shown over here. Or not as much though, but it used to get shown over here a lot. But The Great Escape, always. No, it's not a Christmas movie.
Never. It's not a Christmas movie.
It's not a Christmas movie.
No.
Yes, he's in Tommy. That's right. He plays Tommy's dad, I think. Pretty sure he plays Tommy's dad.
I saw Tommy all the way.
Did you? That's cool.
Yeah.
I love that film. Oliver Reed is in. Yes, he is. Oh, where am I? Oliver Reed is. That's right. He's really good in that. Actually, I love that film, The Three Musketeers.
Cool.
The 70s one. Richard Lester directed it.
Who's hopping in and taking my spot? I don't want to leave you hanging.
Nobody's here. It's just me and you.
Nobody wants to hang out, man. Oh well. That's
right. Everyone's very comfy. They're in their pajamas. They don't want to come out when they're, some of them.
I work some of them home today, so I'm like, hey.
Brian's not wearing anything, so he can't come up on screen.
TMI.
Or TBR. No, he's in the 70s with Michael York, and Raquel Welch. That's another all-star cast. I love that film. Very funny and very awesome. And Oliver in two versions. Was he Porthos? Yes, he was Porthos. 7 inches. Who laughs at 7 inches? My students. That's what you're doing there, Brian. Don't worry, mate. Science doesn't matter. It's what you do with it.
McVitie's.
Yeah. The most popular make for digestives and biscuits in general. People who read Monster Romance.
I gotta get going.
Oh, we're gonna lose MJ. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much
for being here. It was nice seeing everybody.
And you reminded me of my own mortality.
Why?
And I have to be careful not to choke on having some chocolate and some wine at the same time.
It's supposed to be just pure chocolate, not a biscuit with chocolate on it. So
I think I still would have choked if it was just chocolate.
You know.
I don't have the finesse. I don't have the experience of these experimental
You
eating
also should have
methods.
a proper. You'll also have a proper wine glass. A proper wine glass, not just a bottle.
Yeah, if I tell you what, the glass I was using
It would be
wasn't a
wrong.
wine glass. It was just
It would
a
be wrong.
glass. It wasn't a wine glass. You'd be like, "What are you
I would
doing?"
have to walk you through it.
Yeah,
All right, I'm
you'd
splitting.
come over and be
Bye,
very annoyed.
everybody. See ya. Don't be a stranger. Bye.
Bye, never. Bye, MJ. Everyone say
Bye.
goodbye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Happy Heart
See you
Day.
later.
Bye.
What's the British way of saying goodbye?
Go do one.
Yeah, do one. All right. Something tells me we're gonna have a spit take on the camera. Well, yeah, it's fine. Choke on it. Yeah, exactly. When Steve Colbert takes a sip before Jon Stewart tells him something. Yeah, absolutely. Drinking out of the bottle if you're already very drunk or depressed. Hi William. It does look like that, but I think it's just laziness. I've got a glass somewhere. Oh, there it is. I have a Star Wars glass here. I could use it. Shall I finish this bottle while we're on, in case my words get looser? I tasted that moment when you almost die. Yes. Evan tastes like a chalupa. Do you need a guest or a chaperone? Well, clearly I had someone intent on murder on the screen, but I still managed to survive. I wanted to be Dodger and got cast as Nancy. Whoa, I got one of them right. Dodger is the cool character, right? So that does make sense. Dam Busters. Yeah, that doesn't get shown as much as it used to when I was a kid. That got shown a lot. Doesn't get shown as much now. Aramis. I think Aramis was oh god, what was it? Frank Finlay was Athos, I think. It's Frank Finlay, Oliver Reed. Who were the other two? Richard. It wasn't Richard Chamberlain, was it? Richard Chamberlain was a villain in it, wasn't he? It's Frank Finlay and Oliver Reed. I can't remember the other two. That's crazy. How can I forget the other two? Tell me, because I'd love to know. I've forgotten. It's almost dinner time. Only wearing a baseball. There we go. Everyone's saying goodbye. I'm pretty close to the end of the chat. If you use a glass, you could have dunked that. Oh yeah, I could have dunked my biscuit. I could still do that. And Vital, thanks for the great company. Oh, Hannah's gone. Bye, Hannah. Ta-ta. Brandishing that bottle is making me giggle. The way I could accent what I'm saying with the bottle as I'm saying it. This makes me look drunk. If I do on that, and if I don't know, how does this work? I don't know, but it does look a little bit like that. I can tell you for the 1995 Disney version, my generation, Athos was keeping. Oh yeah. Oliver Platt was Porthos in. Oh yeah, so another Oliver. Yeah, that was a good version. That was good. It wasn't as good as the 70s version, but it was good. Chamberlain plays the Cardinal. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He's the villain in it. So I'm trying to think who the other two Musketeers were. Reed was Athos. So who was Porthos? I thought Oliver Reed was Porthos. Was Frank Finlay Porthos? Who were the other two? No, it would have been one. It's only one other one, isn't it? Because you got Michael York as well. So there's one other one, and he was a really famous actor. And I feel like, oh, it's going to really bug me. It's going to be ridiculous. When someone says who the other one, someone's got to tell me who the other one was. I'm going to pour my wine. Wow. How much is left of this wine? There's only this much left. So we did drink a lot of this yesterday. Can you see that? It's only that much left. So yeah, Frank Finlay. I knew that's the one I remember, but it's who the other one is. Richard Chamberlain. It is Richard Chamberlain. I was right. It's Richard Chamberlain. So who played the Cardinal? Christopher Lee was what? Oh yeah, Christopher Lee and Charlton Heston were the two villains. So was Richard Chamberlain. I was right. Oh, guys, I've just got to believe myself. Believe in yourself. That is the message of today's live stream. Believe in yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Richard Chamberlain. So that's what you got to say to yourself. Believe in yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Richard Chamberlain. Repeat it after me. Believe in yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Richard Chamberlain. I don't know how quick you're supposed to drink wine, because I just sort of drink it like it's cider. I just drink it really fast. But I don't think you're supposed to. Christopher Lee. Oh, see now that I would watch, but not The Escape or The Bridge. Okay, so you like Christopher Lee, so you'll watch the film Three Musketeers. I would recommend the 70s Three Musketeers if you can. It's brilliant. Raquel Welch is in it. Spike Milligan plays Raquel Welch's husband in it, that's just a wonderful thing to say. Michael York as D'Artagnan, Oliver Reed as Athos, Frank Finlay as Porthos. Athos and Porthos and Aramis. Aramis must have been Richard Chamberlain. Yeah, Richard Chamberlain as Aramis. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Such a good film. And a mainstay of my childhood. So it came out in 1973. I was born in 1971. And from 1973 onwards, it gets shown so much in this country. So much. But the 90s one was good. And there was one recently, a French one. Did anyone see the French one that came out? I really wanted to see that. I haven't seen it yet. I might see that soon. It's on my TV to watch. So I will probably watch that soon. Has anyone seen the French one that came out recently? It was who was in it? Vincent Cassel, I think, was in it. Has anyone seen that? Let me know. Sybil Danning was in the 90s one, was she? I had no idea about Richard Bryars. Richard Bryars? Where's Richard Bryars come into it? Was he in the 70s one? Brian's got to go. Bye, Brian. What do you think of The Man in the Iron Mask? The book or the film? Because I haven't read the book. It's a book that I need to read, but I haven't read it yet. Fred. Hi, Fred. I'm drinking alcohol on my own live stream, Fred. It could get really dangerous. Can't stay long, but wanted to drop in and say hello and happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, Fred. I hope you've managed to say that you love them to somebody today and had that message received to you too. His voice was used. Oh, that's interesting. Derek Deputy, Gabriel Byrne, Jeremy Irons. Yeah, that was a good one. That was after the 90s one. I think that was the 2000s one. I like that version. Did Gabriel Byrne played Aramis, I think. I can't remember who played D'Artagnan in that one. Oh, here we go. Erie's watched the recent French one, right? Is the recent one. Yeah, so it came out last year. Yeah, last year, the end of last year. So Richard Bry's voice was in the 70s one. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Boo, Gerard. So Gerard Depardieu is now got a bit of scandal, I think, hasn't he? I think. Did he have an affair, or was it worse than that? Was it dodgy? Was it proper dodgy? Tell me, just say proper dodgy, and I'll look it up. If it was proper dodgy, if it was just that he had an affair, then it's just men being men in it. Bastards. Someone said, "Oh, this is nice. This wine." Someone said, "I'm not on a list of Foo Fighters anymore because Dave Grohl had an affair." That's just weird to me. Technical term is in disgrace. Proper dodgy is what I understand. Having an affair wouldn't make the French headlines. Yeah, exactly. But I don't think they should anyway. So proper dodgy. So he was proper dodgy. So what did he do then? He had to flee to Russia. What did he do? Shall I look up? I'll look it up. Don't tell me what he did. I'll look it up. I would have looked it up at the time, but I've forgotten. But if it's proper dodgy, then that's not good. He had to flee to Russia. Yeah, wow. And Margaret says, "Ooh, yeah." He. Oh, I had a spate when I was in my early 20s. I just kept watching loads of French films, and he was in a few of them. John de Florette, and he wasn't in The Visitors, was he? But he was in. There was one I absolutely loved. Two. There's. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Trop something pour toi, and it was two something for you, and it was like about. He had a really strange. It's quite surreal in places. My knowledge of these films is fading away. The director was something like Bernard Travalier or something. I can't quite remember. I wish Ed Snowden could move back. Fair enough. What is it? Hold on. I'm going to try and find out because this was. I don't know if anyone in the chat used to watch French films from about 20, 30 years ago. Probably 30 years ago now. I don't know. It might be 20 years ago. Some of you are quite young in the chat, or people. There's a few younger than me anyway. Like Margaret's a bit younger than me, I think. About at least probably about 15 years younger than me. Jim isn't. But how many films did I don't know how old Erie is. I'm trying to find out this film because also they did another film. I saw a bunch of these films from the same. Hold on, see if I can find out. No. Oh yeah, it is. I was so close. Bertrand Tavernier. I said Bernard Tavernier. It's Bertrand Tavernier. That's what I was looking at. That's what I was thinking of. So this guy, what did he direct? He did. There was a few films I remember I really liked that he did back in the day. In 1990, so these early 90s. No. Oh, it might have been called Life and Nothing But. I'd have to know what the French is for that. But anyway, yeah, it's a bit of a digression, really. But there's a bunch of them I watched at the time. Exploring love and relationships and French films. Can't believe I just looked away for a bit, looking us up, and I've still got people in the chat. You might have thought, "What's he doing?" This wine is clearly not good. Buffet foie, buffet foie. I don't know what that is. I can look that up. But that's another French film. I'm almost 44. Oh wow! So no, you're much closer to my age than I thought you were. And speak French, but film is just not my forte. Okay. You need to speak French on your videos. That'd be awesome. He's in Vidocq. I watched Vidocq. It was traumatizing. It's been a while, Margaret. Is that playing with French? Oh, hey! Hold on. I'm skipping one. Horror, I suppose. One of the first and only I've ever watched. Dave's here. This is my 30-second appearance on Valentine's Day with my wife. Hey! Cheers to your wife. Salut. Oh, this is really nice. What time is it? It's well too late to go and get some more. I can't get any more, but I could drink this all night. First one I ever watched it. First time with subtitles. Yeah. Yeah, I love you too, Dave. And I'm missing our Is This Thing On show, which is probably half the reason why I'm doing this. So yeah, I hope you're having a great night, and I'll speak to you soon. This is the end of the bottle. This is the last bit, but I think there might be another one. Am I going to be? Is that really cheeky? Am I going to get told off by my wife if I just start drinking another one? To go through an entire bottle by myself. I go, no, that's terrible. Become an alcoholic. I'm glad that's the end of the bottle. I'm glad that's the end of the bottle. Maybe just get some water. I can't leave the stream to get water. I'm worried you might fall and hurt yourself. Oh, you're a very caring person, Margaret. Don't go wandering around outside. Yeah, I live on the main road as well, so I could get knocked over just by choosing the wrong moment. We do have nice packaging for our chocolatiers or chocolates this time of year. Nice. I like that. Indonesian chocolate. That's where it's at. You can leave the stream. We'll allow it. No, I'm not going to do that. I am definitely running out. But you do, because it's so rich, I suppose. You have to drink wine in small little chunks, small gulps. You can't just down an entire glass of wine, can you? Although I did drink when COVID happened. I decided when I was working from home and stuff, I decided not while I was teaching. Can I just clarify this? But because there wasn't the same, it was just a different kind of discipline at home and stuff. I remember we were home a lot, and I just go through a bottle, just go through a bottle in a night, and I was drinking it quite fast. So clearly, some decisions you make with wine can be not as wise as other decisions. You can here you go. Mick says he can neck white wine. That's take it easy with the red. I'd much prefer red wine. I think it feels more like a thing. White wine seems like it's like an experience that it's like not as good as cider, which is so clearly not very cultured, because I think white wine is wine in general. There's a whole culture around it, isn't there? Where posh people are like experts on wine, but I'm not a posh person, so I'm not going to be an expert on wine. I don't know if I've actually eaten locally grown chocolate. Ah, I don't think we don't have locally grown chocolate over here. So do you have Indonesian cocoa beans? That would be interesting. That's it. That is the wine gone. It's very nice. A Merlot from Chile, and it was called Echo Falls. And I tasted I tasted grape. I think I definitely tasted grape. I think I tasted there was an earthiness to it. Tasted some wood, I think, and maybe a little hint of glass, and definitely some wine. I've definitely had a little bit of that in the taste as well. So there we are. That's my expert opinion on Echo Falls. We do have cocoa beans. I've seen the plantations. Oh, that's cool. I love that. So we don't have cocoa beans down here because this is very much a bustling city with no cocoa. Look what you've made me stumble onto with the fleeing to Russia remark, Eerie. Oh, okay. I spoke to 20 American expats, all men who have moved to Russia over the past 4 years. They told me they moved to Moscow or St. Petersburg or the wild East Siberia because they no longer believed the one person they thought could save America, Mr. Dickhead, could still save it. America, they felt, was beyond saving now. Anytime you can flee to Russia. Jim's got to go. I've got to run. Take care, everyone. Enjoy your Valentine's evening. Yeah, I did wonder, actually, doing it on Valentine's night, especially as for you, a lot of Americans, this is quite early. I thought that people would be on their dates and like celebrating their Valentines. So I don't know if this is populated by people who wanted a Valentine or haven't done it yet and they're about to, or have done it on a different day like me. I did it yesterday. From a Free Press article. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. They once thought that America could be saved by Donald Trump, but now it's too late because he's in power. Okay. So William's probably a bit ahead of me then, because I am 2 minutes away from the morning of the 15th. So at the moment it's the 14th still, but in 2 minutes it will be the 15th. So yeah, they must be ahead. So how far into the morning of the 15th are you, William? I would love to know, because I don't think I've learnt yet all these different time zones. I need to put this somewhere. I don't know what to do with it. There's a bottle bank down the road. I can do that tomorrow. I didn't get to talk about the wasted weekend, although I am clearly getting wasted. I didn't drink a whole bottle of wine, I have to say, but I think I drank half a bottle. There's about half a bottle there. So what is that? Is that a lot? Probably. It's 11%. It says. See that? Erie, thank you so much, Erie, for being here. I'm heading off to see Heart Eyes. Oh. To see Heart Eyes could be code for seeing the other half, maybe. Have fun, everyone. 1 minute to 8 a.m. Oh, loads ahead. Wow. That's amazing. So that means you're like half a day ahead of a lot of America. And don't put the bottle near your feet. Good night. Good night, Erie. That is awesome. So I'll tell you about the Wasted Weekend. So Ollie's doing this Garb August 3.5. And I am going to try and cover it. So I am in the middle of my Robin Hobb book. And I do want to I won't be able to finish it this weekend, but I do want to read a bit more of it. But I am going to read one of these two books. So I have got the first ever Edge book here, The Loner. So I'm going to possibly read that. It's quite a short one, so it's not massively demanding, but I could read that as part of the Garb August thing. It's quite a good Garb August one, very trashy Western. But this book is killing two birds with one stone. It's actually a bit bigger, although it's big type, actually. How big is this? 300, about 340 pages. And it's a hard case crime book. But the reason why it kills two birds with one stone is it's definitely trashy, but it's got fire on the cover. Whoops. And that is fire on the cover is the prompt for the February prompt for the Ben Reads Good challenge. Read good book challenge, I think it's called. And yeah, so I'm definitely going to read this in February. So if I read it next, it means I'm reading something trashy for Garb August, plus I'm reading it for Ben's thing. So, but I am definitely curious about this, and I'll buy more of them if I like it for the June on the Range. So, I'll tell you what, it's definitely Lee Van Cleef ripoff. He looks like Lee Van Cleef, doesn't he? But it's not actually Lee Van Cleef, but definitely modelled on him. My musical partner, the guy that I formed the band with, who I'm gigging with tomorrow, he looks like Lee Van Cleef. It's got to be said. He's looked more and more like Lee Van Cleef the more older he gets. He's a year older than me, so he's really old. Oh, you meant the other book? Oh, the other book is yeah, he does look like Lee Van Cleef. Oh, you're right, actually. Yeah. So this is Nolan, who's a character that often gets written by Max Alan Collins. I do think he is actually based on. Look, he definitely looks like Lee Van Cleef. Yeah, I think he's based on him. But he's written loads of books with that character. But this will be the first one I've read with that character, so it could be a bit of fun. Double down. What does it say there? Pulp Fiction doesn't get much better. It takes a thief to take a thief. So yeah, it could be a bit of fun. I reckon I'd like this more than that, to be fair. More than that. But lots of people talk about those books, so I am definitely tempted. But I don't know, we'll see. But I am going to try and do something for that, because the Gub August thing is a really good thing. And Ollie's awesome. He won't be listening to this, but Ollie is awesome. And it'd be good. Double Down looks okay. Yeah, it looks good, I think. Looks a bit of fun. I've read about 12, about 12, 15 or something of the hard case crime books. And I've only been let down once. There was one I didn't like called Blood Money. I think, no, Blood. What was it called? It was about a kid who was threatening to put poison in the sweets that were being given to kids for Halloween. It was such a great concept, and it was just really naff. But all the other books I've read in that imprint have been really good. Margaret says, this has been really good. I need to go to do some work now. Womp womp. Happy weekend, everybody. I feel like I'm at the end of the chat, because I've said kind of what I was going to say, and we've had a nice little chat. And I had a guest, which is really nice. MJ came on, and she got me to choke on some wine, which was really lovely. So yeah, I'm gonna call it a day, guys. But thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun, and have a fantastic weekend. Make the most of it. I was going to remind everybody about the JG Ballard event that me and Greg are doing. So if you don't know about that, watch either mine or Greg's video about it, because we're going to read every single story that JG Ballard wrote. We're going to do one a week, and it's going to do it over 2 years, which is crazy. So we're going to do that. It should be fun. Happy weekend, Margaret says, and Mick says, take it easy. Thanks, Mick. Thanks, everybody. See you later. Stay curious, everyone. Stay curious.